Even though football is a team sport, sometimes it all comes down to winning the 1-versus-1 battles. In this episode, we're going to talk about 6 1-versus-1 variations to help you or your teams win those 1v1 battles so that your team has a better chance at being successful. First and most simple 1-versus-1 variation, we had to mention it. This is just the straight up 1-versus-1 to goal. This is the classic, the bread and butter, the easiest 1-versus-1 drill out there. Basically, the defender plays a ball into the attacker who takes them on 1-versus-1, tries to get past them and score on the keeper. This is very, very simple, but some pointers for this. It really, really helps if the attacking player dribbles at the defender at speed. When a player has space in front of them between the defender and themselves, it really, really helps if they're going at pace because they can maybe catch the defender flat-footed. If a defender's coming out, they should try to close down that space as quickly as possible, but with also when they're coming in, breaking down a few meters before they get there so that they are in a good defensive stance and they can go in whichever direction that the attacker goes in. This can be a great opportunity for the attacker to work on change of pace, change of direction, putting on different types of skill moves, try to win that battle, get past the defender and get their shot off on goal. The second 1-versus-1 variation I call starting at the posts. Basically, you got 2 lines of players. One player starts on one post, the other player starts on another post, and the coach or a teammate rolls a ball out to a player on one of the posts. As soon as the player on that first post, as soon as their hand leaves that post, the defender can also run and try to close down that space as quickly as possible. As a defender, you don't want to let the attacker turn. If you can keep their back to goal, you have the advantage as the defender. With that being said, the attacker wants to get off that post as quickly as possible, create that space for themselves so they can turn, face the goal, and take that player on to try to get their shot off. In this third 1-versus-1 variation, I call it battle for the ball. There is no offensive and defensive player at the start. It's a 50-50 ball that the coach rolls out to the players and they both have an equal chance of winning the ball. They're both trying to score on the goal. So this is a great chance to work on winning those 50-50 balls. There's a lot of times in a football match where there isn't one team that has clear possession, and a team that can win more 50-50 balls puts themselves in a better place and has a better chance to succeed. This next variation is similar to the one where the players start at the post. This one's called back to pressure. It's similar, but it's different because the players will start at the top of the box and then a player makes a checking run to the coach who plays a ball in. And again, like when you're starting at the post, the player wants to be able to turn around and face the goal, face the defender. So they're really going to try to run and create the separation with their initial run so that they're able to do so. This next variation is a good variation if you want to work on finishing or just practicing different skill moves. This one is called defender in the square. It gives the offensive player an advantage because the defender has to stay inside of that square. So you've got a line of attackers and they're going to take on that defender who's in the middle of the square. And the whole idea is for them, they have to go through the square, but they just have to get through it as quickly as possible, try to get around the defender, maybe push the ball past the defender so that they can experiment with different moves and still get their shot off every single time. This is a good one if you want to train goalkeepers and those sorts of things because they're guaranteed to see more action when the defender is limited to only staying inside of that square. This last one is the fast break 1v1. I call it the defender trailing 1v1. Basically, the attacker starts with the ball and has a slight advantage where the defender is maybe starting at about 10 meters away. The attacker has plenty of space in front of them. They just have to dribble towards goal as quickly as possible and try to get to the goal before the defender can catch them. This helps players work on dribbling at pace as fast as they can when they've got space in front of them, and it really puts the pressure on when they know that they've got somebody behind them running as quickly as possible to try to stop them from getting their shot away. With this drill, you can train players to take advantage of those opportunities in a match and finish on the goalkeeper before the pressure that's behind them gets the chance to catch up with them. That being said, guys, those were 6 of my favorite 1-versus-1 variations. There's a ton of different 1-versus-1 variations. You can do 1-versus-1 with mini goals, cones, dribbling across the line, all types of things. You can do 1-versus-1 with 3 players all playing 1-versus-1 with each other. I mean, the list of possibilities goes on and on and on, but these were 6 of my favorites that you can use with a large goal and a goalkeeper so that players can train on finishing and winning those individual battles every single time. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button, press the subscribe button. We're coming out with tons more content here on the 360 Player channel. Join the community if you found this valuable, and we'll see you in the next video.